Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that's shaking up the telecommunications landscape in the UK. So, let's talk about the recent merger between Vodafone UK and Hutchison's 3 UK. This deal, valued at a whopping £16.5 billion, is set to create the largest telecom company in the UK with a staggering 27 million users. Can you believe that? It's like merging two giants into one supergiant. But it's not all smooth sailing, right? There are a lot of legal commitments that need to be met. For instance, the merged entity is required to invest $11 billion and provide 3 years of guarantees for wholesale terms to mobile virtual network operators. That's a hefty price to pay, but it's crucial for maintaining competition in the market.
Wow, that's a lot of money. So what happens if they don't meet those commitments? Is there a penalty or something? I mean, it's kind of like when you promise to pay your friend back for dinner and then you forget, right? What do you think?
Exactly. If they don't meet those commitments, they could face significant penalties and it could jeopardize the entire merger. It's like a trust fall exercise. If you don't catch your partner, the whole thing falls apart. And speaking of trust, 3 UK has been struggling with negative free cash flow for a while now. But with this merger, they're expected to turn that around due to the larger user base. It's like when you combine resources with a friend to start a business. Suddenly, you have more capital to work with.
Oh, I get that. So it's like pooling your money together to buy a really cool gaming console instead of just one person buying it alone. But what about the shareholders? How do they feel about this merger? Are they excited or worried?
Great question. Shareholders often have mixed feelings. In this case, CK Hutchison Holdings, which owns 49% of the merged entity, has a clever strategy. They can keep their debt off the balance sheet, which makes their financials look much healthier. It's like hiding your messy room when guests come over. It looks great on the surface, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Li Ka-shing, the chairman, is often seen as a symbol of business acumen, and his approach to forming consortiums for large acquisitions has been quite strategic.
That's so interesting. So it's like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, right? But how does this affect the average consumer? Will we see changes in our phone bills or service quality?
Absolutely. When companies merge, it can lead to better services due to increased investment in infrastructure. However, it can also mean higher prices if they dominate the market. It's a double-edged sword. Think of it like a new restaurant opening in your neighborhood. It can either bring in great food and competition or drive up prices if they become the only game in town. According to the latest data, CKH has a price-to-earnings ratio of 7 times, a price-to-book ratio of 0.3 times, and a yield of 6%. This indicates that they're undervalued, which could be a good sign for investors.
Wow, that's a lot of numbers. So if they're undervalued, does that mean it's a good time to invest? Like, should I be buying stocks or something? I mean, I've always wanted to be a stock market wizard.
Well, investing is always a personal decision, and it's important to do your research. But yes, when a company is undervalued, it can be a good opportunity. Just remember, it's like buying a vintage car. You want to make sure it's in good condition before you invest your money. So, keep an eye on how this merger unfolds, and who knows? You might just become that stock market wizard you aspire to be.
That's super helpful. But what if I buy stocks and then they go down? It's kind of like when you buy a new video game and then it gets super cheap a week later. Sigh.
That's a valid concern. Stock prices can fluctuate, just like the price of video games. It's all about timing and understanding the market. Sometimes, it's better to hold on to your investment for the long term rather than panic selling. Think of it like planting a tree. It takes time to grow and bear fruit.
Oh, I love that analogy. So, patience is key, right? But what if I want to invest in something else like tech startups? Is that a good idea?